All right, everybody's gonna leave.
No, people are still here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are you guys doing on this fine Tuesday evening that we have here? June the 6th, 2023. I just want to put out there, happy birthday, Fun Guy Gamer. Notice this is his birthday. Also, happy belated birthday to Two-Face. So big happy birthdays to those two in the chat. Do we have any other birthdays, by the way, guys? Anybody else? Also, just to let you guys know, today is also the anniversary of D-Day. So, you know, pay your respects to those, got to be remembered. And then where is Horror Nights, huh? Right? So before we get into all that, I want to say howdy, folks. How y'all doing? Tuesday evening, here we are, live stream yet again. No content to technically talk about. Really, what we have on tonight's lineup, we're going to be your hype people. Don't worry. All right, we're going to have the energy. We're going to keep it going. I know it's Tuesday and it's in June, and we still don't have anything really concrete from Horror Nights. All the other Halloween events are basically, you know, taking a piece of the cake and getting all out there, and people are excited about that. And then it seems like Horror Nights is scrambling at the moment. But
I feel like that's been the trend the last like 2 years. Yeah. Where the other haunts.
We'll dive into that.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna dive into that big time today. But kind of lost track now. No, so what I was saying though is like we'll be like your hype men. We're gonna get an engagement with HHN. We're gonna talk about all things and stuff. We'll be your source for it because I mean the community is hurting right now. We're bleeding out and we're needing something, and Horror Nights is just not feeding the beast right now. So we have a lot to talk about. We'll discuss some things. We have some stuff that we've also been working on that we're going to be having for you guys very soon. A lot of big stuff coming up, which will be exciting for you guys. A lot of content. You can ask Two-Face. We've been talking with him about the content we have in works. You can talk with Southridge Films and our folks over there. Got a lot of works with them and things that they've been doing as well. And some things that we're excited that they're going to be taking over soon. And we'll leave that to them for the announcement of what they're doing. But some big things going on in the community just behind doors you guys don't know about just yet. But when it comes to the main stage and Horror Nights themselves, nothing.
It's like they announced the Vegas thing and Chucky, and they're like, that'll be good for the rest of the year, right? Like we don't need to do anything.
Last year on
right?
Halloween. Like Halloween last year. Chucky, all right. Whew. They're like, you know, all right, we got Chucky out on the Halloween date last year, right? And they're sitting here, right? They got it last year.
Yeah.
And they're sitting here going, look, you guys can't complain that we don't give announcements early enough. That's as early as we've ever gotten it. And then they just vanished. They're like, oh, we don't owe you guys anything. Which I want to put this out there real quick for you guys. All right, let me put this out real quick. This live stream, we're going to be kind of ranting. We're going to be venting all together. You know, we're going to put all our thoughts into what we need to talk about with Horror Nights, obviously not having anything concrete. You know, here we are in June. But I do want to put this out there. You know, we love Horror Nights. We're big fans of them. They don't owe it to us. They don't owe us anything. They don't have to make announcements and stuff, you know. It's just something we expect from them, right? So obviously it's not owed, but it would be nice. However, tonight's live stream, we're going to kind of go ahead and we're gonna lay it all out there, what we believe, and then something we do want to talk about with you guys and get your opinions on, because we're going to be chatting with you guys. It's just kind of an open discussion, just a simple night. And then I believe next week, the live stream on Tuesday that we have, it'll have somewhat of an objective, and then that next week, Tuesday, will be a big live stream. I hope that's a hint for you guys to understand what we're going at. But with this live stream tonight, we'll chat with you guys and discuss some things and see what you guys would do if you were on the side of Horror Nights with the marketing and how you would try to display things and your announcement approach. And then we'll talk about ours as well going forward. So, but anyways, ladies and gents, we got, 96 people here right now? What's up, everybody? 20 likes. That's it, 20 likes. Can we get to 32 likes?
This again.
Let's get to 32 likes. 32 likes for HHN32, and then no more likes. That's it, just right on 32.
Right on 32?
Or just go to 0.
It's pretty low.
I mean, that's what HHN's right now. Just no love, no likes for HHN. So anyways, Hope you guys are doing good. We're gonna get into some chats and stuff. We're gonna see so what you guys got to do or what you guys want to talk about. Yeah, what do you have to do? But with the announcement season, you know, I think there's a way I would do things, and I think there's a way Steph would do things. This obviously has to go in what is planned for the event, and really, you know, soon. And I'm not even gonna say soon. I'd say now. They're already in plans of working on HHN 2024. There's already discussions within Universal of the next year's Halloween Horror Nights and what they're kind of planning out, because this year's kind of, you know, it's already been pretty much completed. They're just doing construction. But I feel like something happened internally that kind of fell through where they're scrambling. I mean, it's got to be. I don't know. But if you guys had charge of the announcement season, and let's base this off of like the speculations for this year, right? How would you guys present the announcements for this year? You know, what is your schedule like? Are you posting things as early as January? Are you doing something and waiting until late May and then posting something every week or 2 weeks? You know, how are you guys presenting this? What do you guys think is the best way to go about doing it in the announcement season? Are you guys thinking Horror Nights right now is doing the right thing with having later announcements, or do you think they should have earlier announcements, and as to why? And it's kind of that main topic for today's little live stream that we got. And as you guys get typing it away and we get to read y'all's chats and stuff, we got Justin Sage, by the way. I got it over here in my chat. Becoming part of the Fright Club. Well, welcome to the Fright Club beginner, my man. It's great having you on board. We're going to work on some fun on-screen elements in the next couple of weeks. So like I said, we have a lot of things in works. We got some big plans that we're getting to. A lot of things that we have behind closed doors that Steph and I are working on, and I think you guys can enjoy it. As you guys can see, we had if you guys noticed the thumbnail for tonight's live stream, we're finally going to go down the synth little vibe, you know, synth wave, cyberpunk, 80s kind of touch and stuff. All props to Steph with that pretty awesome thumbnail artwork. Like, I was excited when she sent it to me at work. I got to see a sneak peek of it, and I was like, ooh. So, hashtag Team Steph, right? But
we did have someone sent a message, said, hey, it's my first time in the chat. I saw somewhere that announcements are late due to the writer's strike. And I've seen that from a few different people.
Yeah, pull it up. That's right. That's a good one.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know exactly how they do their, you know, their announcements and all of that. But yeah, that could be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the writer's strike would necessarily affect. Well, I could see it. Yeah, I guess I could see it for like IPs, technically.
IPs,
you know? Yeah,
for sure.
Because like the one thing that confuses me right now is by this time, they already have it figured out with what houses they're going to have at the event. Usually even getting into March, sometimes they're still talking about contracts with IPs and stuff like that. So that's when that writer strike was kind of going on around that time period and all. So it could potentially be a factor to it. So,
I don't know.
But
I don't know.
I'm going to bring that up.
Don't get.
Yeah. I'm bringing that up now to you. See, I don't get the message on here. However,
oh no, it's not even on there.
Yeah, take over.
No, go ahead.
No, like, I can't see it. You read it. Go ahead.
Okay, we have a message from Halloween Junkie. And it says maybe Brian is actually running HHN, but he wants to release all the houses on opening night.
I'll be honest with you, that would never be me. This is a good question. You know what? Like, let's bring this up. Let's discuss this. All right. I'm gonna try to keep it as short as I can. First of all, Halloween Junkie, by the way, thank you so much for being a part of the Fright Club for 1 month, my man. We appreciate the message, by the way. So, if I had control of it, right, there would be it's got to be like a consistency I would see in the schedule. It's not one of those things where I'm just gonna bring up Stranger Things as a reference and stuff. You know, you got Stranger Things, they had, you know, it's a big, well-known show, and you have a season coming out, let's say at the end of this year. They have, obviously, trailers that come out, and they do some interactive elements to keep people, you know, talking about it and engage. The show comes up, it's big rave, blah, 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 but then after the show, it kind of peters down, you know, and then it's kind of nothing forbidden, and they have little things here and there that they talk about, awards and stuff like that. HHN has the basically like the benefit of the fact that it happens every single year, and you know it's going to happen every single year. And it seems like the announcements, obviously it doesn't have to be the same. So where people obviously like, they're like, oh, here's a pattern. We know we're going to get something like this. They could change it up, but we really should be seeing something as early as March. I really think that first announcement, we should be getting March. I know they did one for Chucky back on Halloween. That's cool and all, but I don't think we should have gotten an announcement like that. I think it should have been something teased, something that makes you start questioning, oh, they're already getting,
like
they're already...
Like the theme or like an icon or something like that.
Not even that. I'm talking like a sound. Just a sound.
Yeah.
Maybe like a little script.
That's what I mean is like,
Yeah.
but tease it. Not like announce it. Yeah. Tease it.
And get people questioning as we've just wrapped up Halloween Horror Nights. And we're going to use 31 as an example. As we wrapped up 31, we're laying down, we're going to bed, or maybe even the next day we wake up, we're like, dang, Horror Nights is over. Boom. A little tease. We're like, whoa. Keep the community going. Keep them alive. Keep them engaged, right? Then you actually can post something again in November or like December or something. Get through your Christmas, season and stuff. But like in December, maybe post some. And in January, you could hit an announcement.
However, I don't know what the marketing team, social media team, like structure looks like exactly for Universal or for the park. But if I'm assuming that the same people who, post for like Holiday Parade and Mardi Gras are probably the same people who post for Halloween. They're probably like busy with the holiday stuff, like once HHN is over, and they're just focused on that until like that's over. And then they're just focused on Mardi Gras until that's over. And I think right now they're just focused on this Minion Land thing opening until that's over.
But now I'm gonna knock on that idea, because if that truly is what's going on, then that they fail as a marketing team. That is one of the biggest failures of the largest companies you can imagine. Because of this reason, they should never be focused on one thing at a time. They have so many things going on that I think like there's a big reason that they need to focus on Minions now. That's a big thing that they have going on at the parks. And I think when Mardi Gras is coming around, that's a big thing to focus. But you can always have it scheduled in advance. This is what we got going on for the next 3 months. This is what we're doing on this specific date. We're kind of sprinkling some Horror Nights in there. Christmas at Universal, Mardi Gras at Universal does not compare to Horror Nights at Universal. Doesn't. Nothing at any of the parks compares to what HHN has. And I know I'm a huge fan and I might be biased and stuff like that, but I truly believe that this community has something very special that nothing else can really duplicate.
And I think that's why they don't necessarily want to take away like thunder from these other things that are going on in the parks.
I don't think it's taking away thunder. I think you're just adding more. You're getting these people who are like, oh, we only go to Universal for Horror Nights or we're just like, for instance, like us, right? Do we really care for Mardi Gras? It's fun to go to, but we're not like, yeah, I want to go to Mardi Gras. It's like if we're ever in the park. Now, if they're like, hey, we got something in the park that might be Horror Nights related or whatever, and it's during Mardi Gras season, anybody who's a Horror Nights fan is going to be going to Universal to see that one thing, and they might stick around. They might buy some food items in the booths for Mardi Gras. They might watch the parade. It's a way to draw people to constantly keep them going to the parks, keep them active in the community.
But we also have to remember, like, their target demographic is families. It's not, like throughout the year, like their target demographic.
So let me ask you this question, right? Does Mardi Gras have a YouTube channel?
No.
Does Christmas have a YouTube channel?
No.
Does Halloween Horror Nights have a YouTube channel?
Yes.
So there's a actual source where they could just do that stuff and keep it going. So those are the fans like us who keep going, especially with their website. And we talked about this in the last live stream and actually in a lot of live streams. They need to bring back their website because it's just focused for that. So obviously people who are not like families or going to Mardi Gras in a sense would be like, let me go check the Halloween Horror Nights website, Fans who are of obviously Halloween Horror Nights following and stuff like that, or like, oh my God, we could go check out the Horror Nights website. Like, look at this. Like, it's giving that fan base the constant feed to keep discussions.
No, I agree. Going. I'm just saying the reason why it might be the way it is right now.
Yeah, no, we're both agreeing on it.
Yeah.
It's just I'm really hoping that's not the case because I feel like that would be just. I mean, I said this in HHN 30. I said this last year in HHN 31, and I feel like I'm going to say this again for HHN 32. At this point, I'm not going to fully guarantee it. I'm like 95% there. We're going to say their announcement season has already been a bust. It's already been busted. I think, Horror Nights Mardi Gras doesn't do this. Halloween or Christmas doesn't do this. Nothing else does this except for the Halloween events where they do these big announcements and stuff like that. I mean, and I'm not just talking about at Universal. I'm talking like SeaWorld, the other park, all those places, right? See, really the only like time of the year in the events where people actually, or like the companies will announce these things, and it sparks conversation. Nothing else really gets announced unless you have a new ride or a new land or new movie, right? Halloween Horror Nights and stuff, you have like houses. Those are actual attractions that keep getting announced. So I feel like, you gotta get on top of it. You gotta get it out there and going to feed the fans. And I feel like right now I'm not saying that they're holding back. Obviously they might have some internal problems, but I'm really hoping they don't do an announcement dump like they've done the past 2 years, because it's cool. But then you're like, dang, well, there's everything all in one day. All right, well, announcement season's over. I'll see you in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So now let's bring this up before I keep going off, because I know Southridge is making fun of me. Chris Gray, by the way, joining the Fright Club, becoming one of our Fright Club members.
Welcome.
As a Fright Club beginner. And then the one and only belated oldie here, Two-Face. Lily specifically asked to know what icon or big figure you think might be at the event. Naturally, she's begging for Jack.
I definitely think Dr. Oddfellow.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we might see little glimpses of Jack. Maybe not like the full character at the event, but like touches of him in the, like the marketing and like maybe in the tribute store and things like that.
Yeah. Honestly, I really don't know. Like, obviously, like, we've talked about Dr. Oddfellow and stuff, and I could, but the way things are going right now, I'm like, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
I do feel like if we do get Dr. Oddfellow, I feel like Jack will be to some degree at the event. It may not even be the character Jack, but you might have a poster of Jack somewhere, like a little Easter egg attributed to him.
Yeah, that's
depending how far back they go with Oddfellow, technically. But I think we could see one of the original icons featured at some degree in the event, but then might possibly get something like Dr. Oddfellow, which would be cool. I mean, would you guys like to see Dr. Oddfellow at the event? Like, spam the chat 1 if you guys are down for Dr. Oddfellow, and spam 2 if you guys care less for him.
I was going to read something, and now I'm probably going to lose it since you told everybody to spam things.
Go ahead. What is it?
Sal said, each year feels like the announcements are happening later. Do you think Universal is gearing up to get rid of announcement season altogether and just dump everything the week before? That would suck. That would suck for us. Because,
Go ahead. I'll let you finish. Go.
We love announcement season, and it's a lot of fun. But I do think that they might be getting to a point where they're like, we sell so many tickets and it's so crowded every night anyway, even without hyping people up. Like, we probably could just literally sell tickets, not tell anybody what the houses are until like tickets go on sale, and then when tickets go on sale, they're like, this is what'll be there. And people would still sell.
We would still go, obviously. But if they were to do that though, right? I'm gonna say 2 ways. If HHN is going down that route, 1, they're gonna lose their most loyal and hardest earned fans. They're gonna lose them. There's not gonna be really speculation. Announcement season is gonna be based on like, Horror Nights Nightmares making a map and then us going off of that, and then you get your one big like announcement or whatever, tickets or something. You're kind of like, all right, cool. See you guys in 6 months, 3 months. Well, technically like 2 weeks or whatever.
I don't think they'll do that, but.
Now, the other thing I was going to mention, if they do that, then that is Universal and Horror Nights saying, hey, we're done. Like I'm being serious. Like I'm gonna get hate from them. They're gonna be like, how dare you say that? But it's true. If Horror Nights were to do that specifically, then they're looking at like SeaWorld and Hollow Screen and be like, y'all have it. Y'all take it. Y'all take the crown. We're getting too old for this. We're getting a little lazy, lousy in our writing, lousy in our announcements. Y'all take it. We don't care anymore. People are going to buy tickets, whatever. And that's the way I see it, because SeaWorld's still going to be doing announcements. Hollow Stream's going to be doing announcements. Sir Henry's is stepping up their game every single year, and they're going to be doing announcements and stuff like that. You know, you have these other local haunts around the area. You're getting bigger. Really every single year, the haunt community around the U.S. is just getting better and better. And for Horror Nights to, like, if they take that route and just kind of step backwards, what? Like, what do you do? Like, you're supposed to set the tone, you know? And for them to be kind of lacking on that, honestly, it's embarrassing. I mean, look, this is going to be the live stream we have. I think it's embarrassing because I look at it, if this was something that I own, this is my property in a sense, I would be embarrassed at this point, seeing how the community's talking and stuff. I would at least give them something. Give them something, right? Feed them. Show them the reason why you're the best event and nothing comes close.
I just don't know why they did that little like video and then like didn't follow that up with anything.
I feel like they are still. But I think what was supposed to happen is, and this is what I believe, we were supposed to get an announcement back in May, right? They had this build-up where they had this mysterious video. They had this long 10-minute video come up. Then they do those little short like text ones and stuff. They were building it up, and then it's just nothing. What I thought we were going to get was an announcement in May of some IP or of some sort happening at the event. Then they could take 2-3 weeks off and then do another little mystery video and get, here we go. They're building it back up, and they get an announcement.
There must be something going on, like behind the scenes. There must be some like issue with an IP that they're like all hands on deck, and they're just like, well, we have to put a pause on our schedule for announcements and social media posts for now because we have to deal with this, and you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And they're like, we don't know when we'll be able to release, announcements on these projects because we don't know if we'll even have them.
Yeah. Also, Justin's saying they're busy playing Diablo 4. That's funny. I know that's like the big talk going on right now. Yeah. Also, Halloween Junkie, they 10 saying, I feel at one point if there is like 2 houses announced at mid-July, then they'll have to do dual announced houses. I'm really not against like dual announcements if they're not actually houses. Now, I obviously don't want to wait till July for us to start getting that stuff, but I've always felt like we could have started getting stuff earlier in the year. By March, get your first big IP, right? April, you can have an original house, possibly. Like, they know really the originals are going to go in, right? So you have March, one big IP. April, you get an original house. May, another big IP, right? And in June, you could do a dual house announcement or a dual announcement with the house and a scare zone. Like, throw a scare zone in there, because people will be like, that's adding more content versus waiting in August. And it's like, here's your 4 original houses, here's your 5 scare zones, here's your 2 shows, here's the food at the event. Like, instead of doing all that, like, spread it out. Like, give us a little love throughout the year,
Yeah, I also saw A&A Thrills. This kind of like sparked something in my mind. Said, I agree. I feel like because they already technically did the first announcement, they thought, let's wait to do the second one around the same time we'd do the second announcement in past years, which would be coming up, right? So I wonder if they knew that Minions Land was going to be opening around this time.
Which they did.
And that's why they announced Chucky so early, because they were like, we'll give them an announcement now because we know we're not going to be able to really like say anything until after Minions opens. And we don't want to wait too long. I
thought you and I both agreed that they did the Chucky thing because it was current with the show, and they really wanted to get people to watch the show, and that was a part of the contract with like Sci-Fi in the Today.
I mean, it could be, but we also were.
That's
talking,
what I thought it was. It was like a cash grab right there.
We're talking about that, back before, announcement season has kind of been dry.
Yeah.
So that was just something that came to mind.
That's true. I do think they knew that this Minions situation was coming up. They knew it was opening in the summer and all. But I think they also had something planned for May, and it did not happen.
For that, yeah.
At all. And because then we would have already had another house, right? You know, we would have had a video up for you guys, maybe 2 videos. We'd already been talking about it. Like, all right, when's that next announcement? Versus like, when are we getting announcement? You know what I'm saying? Like the vibe of it, where we're like, all right, we got 2. What's that next one? It's coming up. This is around the time we get that 3rd one, or this, you know, the next announcement. Versus where it's like we should have gotten one back in May. We didn't get nothing, right? Yeah. So I think there's a different attitude based on that perspective, because then we'd have been like, cool, look at the Minion stuff they got going on. We got Horror Nights going under the way and all that stuff. But now you're kind of like, I don't care about the Minions. Where's my Horror Nights? You know? So
we have
and then Brandon.
Super chat from Brandon. Possibly like what Steph is saying, they're working with an IP like Scream or Stranger Things, which they don't have the rights to. Yeah, that could be it. And they're just like, it's going slower. Like the figuring things out is going slower than they anticipated.
Yeah, or, you know, I mean, maybe one of those companies like Netflix, obviously, who owns Stranger Things or whatever, if that is what's, you know, in the process for this year, maybe they're just being a pain. You know what I'm saying? Too. Or they're like, you know, we actually, you know, we want to do this or that and all that stuff. And Hornet's like, that's going to be too much money. You know, like, blah, 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 you know. And, I mean, we've known this before with, you know, performing at the event. Like, IPs it's strict. Everything has to stay this way. Whatever they say, they kind of got to go with it. Really, Hornets doesn't get any free range in what they can do with IPs and stuff. So if like an IP comes around, they want this, and Hornets like, we can't really do that. I mean, that could right there just end the entire conversation like that, which has happened before. I mean, that's not something that's new. Like that's something that has been going on for years and years at HHN. So I'm really hoping that's not the case, because it's like, I don't know. These are big companies and really like corporate companies. They really kind of suck, in my opinion, the way I look at companies, because how I view it is like, if another large event that has millions of fans, right, like Horror Nights, if they want to feature something that I created, like, yeah, let's do it. Let's give it to the fans. But instead, you know how the companies work, you know, money talks, and that's the way that they look at it. And I feel like, unfortunately, the dollar sign is kind of really ahead of it versus the fans.
Well, and you have legal issues. You also have like celebrities that have contracts that are like, well, they can be featured in this but not in that, and it just, there's a lot that goes into it. But Fungi also sent a message. He said busy tonight, which it's the member for 9 months. Yeah.
Shout out to Fungi, by the way, for being in the Fright Club for 9 months.
Yes. But busy tonight, which happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
And of course you're busy because it's your birthday. But wanted to stop by and wish you all well. Hoping we get an announcement soon. Wonder if they'll do a daily Tease House Food Zone posts. Yeah,
see, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Like for instance, this is something that really bothered us with the Spooky Empire like little panel that they had, where there was no talks about Horror Nights. You know, it was really just about, you know, the ladies that were up there in their careers, which I'm fine for. But when you have a panel that's just an hour long, and didn't even do an hour, I mean, it was less than an hour. Like, they didn't even show us like any, like, here's something that we've been working on for Chucky that is going to make people excited to see Chucky at the event. Like, nothing like that, you know? And it kind of sucks. And I feel like right now Horror Nights could literally say, hey, here's one of the food items we're working on.
Yeah, they could even, you know,
just little things like that.
Like Happily Ever Hannah said, I wish they would at least announce the original houses, since they own those. Mm-hmm. It's like, if they have an original house already like set in stone,
like locked in,
why wouldn't they announce that if they're like scrambling?
And my thoughts are, the reason why we're not going to get original house announcements, and I could be wrong, they could post it literally in the next 5 minutes, but the reason why they're not going to post any original stuff is because they're going to do an entire announcement dump sometime late July, August, where they put all their originals into one. It's cheap for them to do. That's probably what they're going to do. Because if you guys remember back in the day, HHN29, HHN28, around this time and even months before, we would actually get HHN houses that are originals announced. Like Depths of Fear. I remember this was a last live stream or something like that. We discussed it. Depths of Fear was announced around this time, and that was an original house. Like we used to get original houses like that announced all the time.
Yeah.
And that was exciting. That was something to add to the event because, and this was at the time when Horror Nights had their website, right? When Halloween Horror Nights had that specific website, they could do an original house announcement, put information and details about that house and like kind of the background and the lore to that house and why, you know, what it is and what's it about. So us like fans or people who are planning to go to Horror Nights can hop on that website, see that announcement, and see a little bit of details about it. Since it's an original, they have no clue what it is. Gives them a little background. They're like, oh, okay, like that's exciting. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And move forward.
Yeah, and like everybody else is saying, I don't know why, if they're doing a Monsters house this year, I don't know why they haven't done that announcement at least, because they own the rights to that, and it's technically like...
Not fully. There are some legal contract stuff with certain monsters.
But it's an IP, like it's a headliner typically, so it could get people excited, but there's not like as much...
Hey, Wella.
Not as much issues like there is with like Stranger Things.
Yeah. Also, real quick, just to dive in, Javier said Depths of Fear was announced May 21st, 2019. That was an original house. So, but I think that's because they had that website and it added to it. What we should be asking, and I know we're griping onto Horror Nights of like, you know, where's the announcements and stuff? Where's the website? What happened to the website? We've been talking about this for years. Why is the website still not active? Like, what happened? Is it costing them too much for the domain? I'll pay for that. I'll gladly pay that out of my pocket for them to operate that website. Hell, we'll operate the website for them. Why the community?
I don't know how to do it.
We'll figure it out. But the community themselves, like, why don't we all get together and get the website active? Like, where's the website at? I think the website was one of their main sources where they could do those details and publicly put it out for the public, like announcements, teasers, this and that. And then they had their YouTube channel that they could put little videos here and there and stuff like they did back in HHN30. They even did that, where they had those little videos and stuff like that. But I don't know. I really don't think that they're holding out on purpose. I think something happened internally and it's delayed a lot of stuff, because if you guys follow, they did this last year for their announcement season. They had those videos that were telling a story that led up to that one bigger video in August that was right before the event, where they showed like the different characters, and with those different characters they were showing, they had house announcements along with it. And if we're seeing something like that again for this year, if something happened where an IP fell through or something didn't work in the filming process for those announcement videos, that delays everything. You know, like for instance, we're working on our account on the HHN series. And if we have an issue in any form of our writing, our filming, our editing already, it delays all of it. It changes the entire storyline and it delays it all. So that could be at a situation where they're in right now, where they're seeing something happen where they're like, crap, we need to possibly change everything, a lot of things or whatever, but it's going to delay things. I think that's where we're at right now.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think Hondo should be here with us in the live stream? I miss Hondo. Also, I'm going to say this real quick, right? We have 142 people watching us right now in the live stream. And it's a random Tuesday with nothing to talk about. Shout out to all of you guys. And the one person that just left, shame on you. But 141 people right now watching us. Like, thank you for being here, guys. But we have nothing to give you. We're just here to rant, basically. So it means a lot to see you guys here. We appreciate the support, seriously. We promise you, we have a video that we're finishing editing soon. Should be up tomorrow. And then we're filming a video tomorrow. And then we're editing something for the Instagram series that should be up this week, no later than this weekend. And we have some fun shorts that we're planning to film possibly on Thursday to try to get up to you guys as well.
There he goes, over-promising again.
No, we're going to stick to it this time, baby. And I'm going to put up the music full volume. I'm going to burst.
Oh yeah?
I just died for a second.
That was interesting.
Man. The heat's getting to me. This garage is hot here.
It is a little warm.
Oh.
Sammy J said maybe they're hoping the international and out-of-state guests don't make the trip this year. Like they're waiting so long, hoping that people are like, we'll go next year when we know what the houses are.
That'd be sad.
Because it's just getting so busy that they're
sad.
like.
We have some good people in the community that come from one out of the state, but also out of the country. We know a couple people in UK, Ireland, Chile, Canada. Spain, Canada, China. Like we've met people from all over the place, and which, by the way, shout out to all of you guys. But that'd be a shame if Horror Nights is like doing that, where they're like, we don't want these people no more. Like, nah, I don't know. That'd be really sad. But that is the bummer about having these delays in the announcement season is you have not only people from out of country, but you have first timers who don't know anything, and they're like, well, I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars on something I just really don't know about.
Yeah,
you're missing that.
Agree with USMC said the like out of state and international like guests do tend to spend more money because they need to stay at resorts, and if they're not pass holders, they might need to pay for parking, and
they can't just go to their house to have food,
daytime tickets, food. So I definitely think that if anything, if they really wanted to limit tickets, they would either limit like the amount of frequent fear passes that they sell, like not limit tickets, but limit the amount of people in the event. They'd either limit the amount of frequent fear passes that they sell, or do that the age restriction thing, because if you've been the last 2 years, like 40% of the people there the last 2 years, it seems like, have been under the age of 17.
Yeah, I'm not for the age restriction thing because our friend Lily can't go.
Well, no.
But the chaperone part,
that's what I meant.
Yeah, to have a chaperone.
Yeah.
Like what's it called? It's not. Is it an age restriction or is it a?
No, it's just like anybody under 18 has to have a chaperone after a certain time or something.
Also, Vanessa just joined. She's like, "What are we talking about?" Nothing, Vanessa, because Horror Nights hasn't done anything yet, so. We're kind of just ranting right now at this point.
Of nothing.
And then here we go, Halloween Junkie back at it again. I'm joking about this, but imagine if they are revamping Scream, if they are doing it to The Purge like they did in 2015. I mean, I'm not against that. I'd love to see Scream at the event. We've talked about this for a while now. I know a lot of people have talked about it too. I haven't really heard anything about Scream, so it's kind of like maybe one year we'll see it, maybe not. I know Horror Nights wants to feature Scream at the event. They know what that would do to the event and what it would bring in. But I personally would say this, I don't want Scream at the event until they do a decades year and they bring the 90s as a theme, and then you can have Scream in there and maybe make Ghostface kind of like the icon.
Yeah,
that would be cool. Talk about that.
I know they had issues when they wanted to have Scream. They had issues with MTV wanted, because I think MTV like owns Scream now or something, because they did the Scream TV
like
show.
Ghostface.
And the Ghostface in the TV show had a different mask.
Like different visuals and storyline, things like that.
And they wanted that mask to be there, and HHN was like, no, we want the real Scream mask.
We want the original ones, yeah. So, but yeah.
Also, this is kind of off topic from what we were talking about, but Brian said HHN Hollywood is supposed to put a new hotel for guests in the coming years with Super Nintendo Land filling up. That would be great because we are planning our first HHN Hollywood trip this year, and trying to find a hotel.
We are?
Trying to find a hotel was ridiculous. There's 2 hotels, and they're so expensive because there's only 2.
The California situation sucks. California, like the LA, Anaheim, like that area, there is not a single piece of grass. There's not a single blade of grass anywhere in that area. It is a concrete jungle. It is built completely all out. And so it's hard for any of these big companies out there when they want to build things like that. It's hard to add on because there's no space. And so when we were booking, it's like, well, this is like the only options. And it's the reason why they could charge so much because there's no competition in the area. So we would love if Universal could actually have one of their very own hotels over there for Hollywood. I think that'd be a great addition. It would bring lots of money to them because people, they're like, do I want to spend this much at a neighboring hotel or something relatively competitive at price that is a Universal hotel on property where I get benefits for it? I feel like that is something they should have had in the talks for a while now.
Yeah, that's what Elizabeth said, like the transportation is expensive. We looked at like hotels that were a little bit farther away, but I also looked at Uber to see how much it would end up being to Uber to the park, and it was like, it was going to be just as expensive to do that.
Yeah, it wasn't going to look good.
It was ridiculous. And we did also look at Airbnbs, and those are also extremely expensive. So we were like, you know what, we'll bite the bullet, do like an extra $100 a night to stay like right outside the park rather than having to Uber or walk at 3 a.m. down
some sketchy place. This year's expensive for us. We got a lot of things we're trying to dive into and kind of looking at each other like, ooh, that's a lot. Do we need to eat today? If we don't eat today, we can eat maybe tomorrow. Maybe. We'll talk about it.
Rent electric scooters. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't know. I feel like, I honestly, like, I feel like I'll fall off one of those.
The biggest issue, honestly, with all of that was the fact that we're going for HHN, so we know we're going to be leaving at like 3 a.m. We really don't want to be, like, neither of us have been there before, so we really don't want to be like leaving at 3 a.m. and like walking around somewhere we don't really know. Or even like Ubering somewhere we don't really know.
Yeah, no.
So if we could stay like right outside the park,
I'll just sleep in City Walk.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. Now, I want to get back on topic of HHN. Let's steer us back in the direction.
That's still on topic of HHN.
Well, I meant like our HHN. We'll dive into HHN here. Our one and only Two-Face brought it up.
Oh,
we were talking.
Can you drop the Discord link?
Oh yeah. Let me actually do that. Let me do my job, guys. Hold up, one second. Let me.
Anyway, what were you gonna say? The one about.
So Two-Face brought up this, and we were talking about it in our Discord, where John Murdy was actually discussing some hints to this year's Horror Nights potentially, which might have been fake. It might have been real. Like, I don't know, right? I know it got the community talking a little bit and thinking, screw you, Horror Nights. Right? I don't know. Something like that. Let me find a way real quick to... got it. Sure. I don't know how to work Discord very well. I'm going to go ahead and copy the link real quick for our Discord. So if you guys want to join our Discord, you guys are more than welcome to. Here it is. The link that you guys just saw us posting is the Discord link. If you click there, it'll lead you guys to the Discord. You can join us there. And then if you guys are a Fright Club member, obviously we'll have like specified locations for you guys to chat with us where we talk about pretty cool stuff and stupid stuff of me.
I still don't understand how to use Discord, so...
Yeah. And then we also have a general chat area for everybody. But you guys can join the Discord there. It's free. It does not cost anything. But Two-Face brought this up, and this is something we were talking about in the Discord with the significance of the number 606. It was brought up by John Murdy multiple times, and it was also kind of random. Like, why 606 different, like, tracks or of music or whatever, songs? Why that many? Why, what is there a significance in that number, or is it just kind of like honestly a random number? Well, today's June 6th, right? So 6, 0606, whatever. And we were thinking like, are we gonna get something at 606, right? Now we could also be getting something. I was thinking of this too at 6:06 p.m. Eastern time or Western time.
Western time.
Pacific time, because then it would be 9:09 on the Eastern time. I know it's already past that time, But I was thinking this would be really cool if they want to play this game where the 606 is actually a thing. Maybe we get it Thursday, whatever. At 6:06 p.m. Pacific time, we get an announcement for Stranger Things, and 3 hours ahead of that, which is us on the Eastern time, it's 9:09, and we're in the upside down. So if you flip those numbers, you get 6:06. And it's like we're upside down with Hollywood, and you're getting coastal houses. Ooh, creative. We're not going to do that.
Cool.
We're probably not going to do it. But I don't know. So that's what I was thinking. I was getting excited for that. And do you guys think, like, with what John Murdy was talking about on Twitter, like, do you guys think that is something? Or do you think that's just another, like, Horror Nights maybe was like, John, hey, please, like, can you go stall real quick? You know, get out there, get the lights on you, go stall, go do something. John's like, all right, I listen to 606 songs. Here's 10 of them. They may have something to do with Horror Nights, possibly. I don't know. So he did also mention Heaven multiple times, and Kate Bush was also mentioned in there once. So a couple things, you know. And we did talk about how this year seems to have a kind of a theme around possession. You know, not necessarily fully like demons and stuff, but really like just possession in a sense. Whether it is demonic or it is just kind of like mentality based. And obviously Horror Nights or Stranger Things follows that route. Obviously, you know, what Vec does, Stranger Things 4, possession, things like that. So maybe. And also, Brian Zavela said this. They didn't say 666 because Knott's did that for their Scary Farm Pass announcement this morning. Horror Nights is just falling behind.
Yeah. Also,
shout out to Knott's, by the way, for bringing back their little their passes and stuff. I know they didn't have that for a good minute.
Like an annual pass?
Yeah, like their little like our Frequent Fear kind of passes and stuff. So, yeah, Javier said the Discord's more active than HHN. Yeah, and we don't really have anything to talk about at the moment besides, you know, venting about work and then good morning, good night.
Brad had a question earlier in the chat that we didn't get to.
Oh.
So we can go back to that.
Yeah, Two-Face, go ahead and shoot that question again if we missed it.
I see it, but
I
don't know if you see it. It just says, real question, HHN Hollywood is arguably not the best haunt in Cali. Knott's is. Do you think another haunt could overtake HHN Orlando since their hubris is starting to show? I don't know. I mean, if something came along that was as big as Knott's, maybe. But I think even Knott's is just so like.
Knott's is established.
Yeah. It has such a history.
Yeah.
That's why it's like big.
Yeah, I mean, Horror Nights came after Knott's out on the West Coast here, but Horror Nights here on the East Coast with Orlando was its own thing here, basically. And then you had Hollow Scream with Busch Gardens, kind of that other thing as well. Yeah. But really, like Horror Nights in Orlando, that like this is the HQ. Like, you know, nothing's really breaking in. Yeah. Now, could something rival Horror Nights over here? Potentially, but I think we have a while to go. And I think if Horror Nights has this history that they seem to be creating currently, where it's these issues coming up and, you know, things falling through, whatever, and you guys get where I'm going. I think potentially there could be a rival, but I really do see Horror Nights kind of stepping up their game, and I see them getting back on track. They do have that Vegas attraction coming up and stuff. Universal in general is just really expanding their borders and all things that they're working on. So I still think there is a bright future with the company, especially with Horror Nights. I think we're not even to its peak, you know, with potential and stuff like that. I just think we're kind of in a stage where we're just kind of in a hiccup at the moment. But I think that they got to pick it up. You know, they got to pick it up quick. They can't keep having year after year of these little hiccups and stuff. I know things happen, life happens, we all go through it. But I think, you know, for this being the third year in a sense where they have quote unquote hiccups and stuff, they need to have a plan in place where, like, if A, B, C, D, E, whatever F happens, we go to this plan, and we can rock and roll and get it going like nothing happened. That's my take on it. So, yeah, and Knott's is celebrating their 50th anniversary. Also, Robbie Miro said, do you guys know when Frequent Fear passes will be announced?
Javier said they released July 26th last year.
I was about to say, I think we're seeing something this July when we'll get Frequent Fear passes. I think honestly, I could see them announcing them a little earlier than that. But right now, with the way it's trending, I think July, late July and stuff, I really hope we don't have to wait for August, because we are people who buy freaking Fear passes, and we're sitting here and, we're hearing people, they got their trips planned, they got their tickets, express pass behind the screens and stuff. Now, we live locally, we know we're going to be going a lot and stuff, but we're kind of like, I just want to own my Horror Nights ticket right now. I want to own it. I want to have it physically here and be like, we got it, baby. Yeah, so what? It's 17 months away. I don't care. We got it, baby. We're going to talk about it every day. Instead, we're just kind of waiting. We're like, when is it going to happen? We don't know.
Yeah.
Is it going to happen? So, yeah. Halloween Junkie. Dropping in another 5, my man. We're going to have to cut him off here soon. I hope Universal Orlando isn't waiting for a Holostream at SeaWorld to announce a house. I hope not either. Like, I truly think that Horror Nights is on their own level right now.
Yeah,
and also, Holostream SeaWorld did make a video. They posted a video on Instagram today about their like icons for this year and stuff. So that's something that did happen at 6 p.m. But I think Horror Nights is still on their own level, that they shouldn't really necessarily be waiting for other haunts to do things. They need to have their own schedule, but they should be aware of the other haunts and what they're doing. I think they need to keep their eye open. So,
agreed.
All right.
I wish we had a front of the line season pass for HHN in Hollywood, like Orlando. You guys don't have like frequent fear, or not frequent fear, express pass, like as part of your frequent fear passes? Or wait, do they?
What are we talking about? I'm sorry. I wish
It's right
for
under
Brian.
that, Brian.
Yeah, I wish we had front of line season pass for HHN in Hollywood, like Orlando does. I think HHN Hollywood does have like their like express pass that they have.
Do they
over
have
there.
it as like a season pass?
Or
do you have to buy it every time?
I think they do. I think they have one where it's like they even have like the unlimited express pass, so you can go into a single house as many times as you want. Stuff. That's something I wish we had here in Orlando. Which I know a lot of people say we do. We technically don't.
Daily front of the line, but not a season pass front of the line.
Oh,
Dang,
okay.
that sucks.
So then if you wanted to go, you would have to buy it like each day then?
Every day? Oh, that sucks. Nope.
Yeah, that's a negative. That's a negative. Yeah, see, we've never been to Hollywood and stuff.
Yeah.
Which we're going to be going this year, so we're going to kind of learn the ins and outs. We got to do our own little research on it. And then maybe by next year's like lineup and stuff, we'll actually start talking about Hollywood a little bit more. And I even talked about this in previous live streams. Of course, it depends financially because this is expensive. But we even talked about maybe flying out to the West Coast, spring, summer, or whatever, and doing like a construction update video for Hollywood here and there. And obviously, we would go to also like see Universal, which could be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Even this year, we're not going to have time for it. So.
Someone said, "Where's Jim Daniels?" And then here he is.
Sorry. Jim Daniels just popping in, just got summoned. Sorry, just popping in for a quick view, setting up for an investigation. Jim's been on a lot of investigations, by the way, guys. And he's had some crazy ones from what we've been hearing, too.
Oh, yeah.
So,
scary.
Every time we talk to Jim, like with his, some of his little haunts and stuff that he does, like, I don't know. I'm like, that's a little too much. I don't know how you can sleep sometimes with some of that stuff that happens. But our man Jim popping it into the chat here. It's great seeing you, my man. Thanks again for the 50. As always, you're too generous. We appreciate it. Everybody, let's spam the chat. Slim Jim. Mr. Slim Jim's in here.
What was the longest we waited for a house, and was it worth it? I don't know, honestly. What was the longest that we
waited together? Because there was a house I waited back in 2014 for like 2.5 hours.
I was gonna say, I feel like back in like 2028 or 29, I probably waited for Stranger Things like for a pretty long time.
Yeah.
But I don't remember exactly.
What is the longest you and I have waited?
I don't know. We're like snobs when it comes to lines.
Yeah.
Because when you live in Orlando, it gets to a point where you see like anything over 30 minutes and you're like, no.
20 minutes. Like
depending
when we
on
talk
like
about
the ride
when we talk about like rides at the
house.
parks, like if it's 20 minutes, I'm kind of like
Yeah.
Is it 20 minutes or is it less? If it's less, I'll do it. If it's 20 minutes, I don't know.
Depending on the ride. If it's like Space Mountain, we're like, oh, we'll wait.
Yeah. But
I'm sorry, we can't talk about
contracts here. It's not, we're in the contract. But I will say,
I'll say Velocicoaster.
There you go. Yeah. All right, back on track. But when it comes to like Horror Nights houses, like if it's like 30 to 40 minutes, yeah, I'm all for it. But now since we get the Express Pass, we did it last year with our Frequent Fear Pass.
I will say we waited probably an hour for Legends Collide that one night because the express line was going so
Yeah, I know what you're
slow.
talking about. Yeah.
It said that the standby line was maybe like 90 minutes, and then we ended up waiting like an hour in the express line. And it's like, isn't it supposed to be half?
Yeah. Like some of the queue line logistics, and it's something that we've said that Horror Nights needs to work on when it comes to the actual event, like logistics, is the queue lines. They need to enhance the queue lines big time. And some of the layouts for it obviously isn't optimal.
Oh my God. The Legends Collide one sucks because the merge point for Express and the standby line is so far back that like, if like you're barely waiting and you're barely passing any line for Express, and then you get in the normal line essentially, which that sucks. But the line, and this is both Express and standby, but the Express one is worse. The line that was for Fiesta de Chupacabras last year, oh my God, it was awful. We were about to get out of line because it was so bad. It is right up against that building. The
soundstage, yeah.
And when it is hot out, there is no airflow.
So reminder, right? We're in Orlando. It is humid. It's hot. We unfortunately don't really get fall until like maybe the second to last week of Horror Nights. And when we were doing Fiesta de Chupacabras, this was early in September. That, like Steph was saying, it's right up on the soundstage. But there was no circulation because there's all these people gathered in this area. And the wall, it's like hot. It's coming like, off the soundstage. It was hot. And we're like sitting there sweating already.
Because that wall just like sucks up all the heat during the day from the sun and everything. And then
it emits that.
Oh, it's so bad.
And we were standing there and the line was just not moving.
No.
And we're like, all right, dude. Like, I don't need to go see no Chupacabra. I'm good.
Yeah,
it was that bad. And yeah, it was a little rough. But what is the longest you think that you and I have waited together for a house? Like, I have to think of something for HHN 30.
Yeah.
So last year we had Express Pass, and we were very, like Steph said, snobby in a sense, where we, even with Express Pass, we weren't going in a line that said it was more than like 60 minutes. Because we're like, whatever. Like, we'll come back, we do it a lot and all that stuff. But for HHN 30, we didn't have Express Pass. And we waited in regular lines. But we really used Stay and Scream a lot, so we did the big houses early and stuff. But when it comes to, like, the longest we waited for a house, I mean,
maybe Icons.
Maybe we did Wicked Growth later in the night. We waited a little longer for that.
Maybe.
Like, shoot, I have no idea to be honest. I mean,
we're just snobby when it comes to lines, and we're also like very strategic when it comes to lines. Like Brian said, we'll do, before we had Express Pass, we would do Stay and Scream. We would go to that back area, do Springfield Stay and Scream, go to the back area, literally knock out like 4 houses before they even opened. Maybe like Hill House. Did we wait in a long line for Hill House?
Maybe for later in the night. Maybe. There was a time we waited, I think it was 37 minutes though. It wasn't as bad.
37 exactly.
It was around there. I honestly remember one of the later nights in the run, or like one of the last nights in the run, we did Hill House, and it was kind of like mid in the day and stuff. You know, there were times too, like so shout out to you guys if we run into you guys at the event. If you guys see us, more than welcome to say hi to us. We ran into a couple of some of our viewers on the channel at the events both years and stuff. And we would go into a house with them sometimes just to hang out, and we would wait in the line. So I think maybe one of those nights was that.
Probably.
So I think we're getting a little too detailed. What exactly? We want to know exactly.
Probably.
So, Also, I know Happily Ever After Hannah was mentioning this, as well as our boy Javier. If you guys go to Horror Nights, make sure you guys pack a raincoat.
Yes.
Umbrellas, sure, but I would heavily suggest packing a raincoat. Make sure you guys obviously get comfortable when going to the event. We have a beginner series that we're doing on our YouTube channel. We have a list of videos that we're doing for the months of June, July. I don't know if we'll have one or two that's technically in August, but they belong to our countdown to HHN series that we do in the month of August. But we actually have one that we should be having out tomorrow. It should be one of the first videos to this Beginners of HHN series that we do. And it'll be, you know, tips, tricks, and some updated stuff to just help anybody who's never been to HHN, who has been going to HHN, some of our personal experiences to give you guys the best optimal experience when going to HHN. So look forward to that, because we'll be discussing some of that stuff. But also, I do want to bring this up as well. If you guys are just joining us, welcome to a random Tuesday with nothing to talk about. All we've pretty much done is rant about HHN being MIA, and then we just answering some questions here and there with you guys, and just kind of keeping the conversation of HHN going. Like I said, we have a video that we should be having out tomorrow. We have a video we're going to be filming hopefully tomorrow as well. We're also going to be doing a video for our Instagram series sometime this week. We're also going to be doing a short little video possibly on Thursday. We got a lot coming up, and it only keeps getting busier. But it's because we want to create the content for you guys, so a lot to look forward to. We do apologize how there's just been this kind of drought, but
and we have been
HHN.
Literally battling the internet. I have been battling my computer.
It's been terrible here, yeah.
I was trying to edit my video for my like fitness YouTube, and it was just like crashing and crashing and crashing. So we've been kind of dealing with that too.
Yeah. Also, Haley V said, I saw y'all last year in the stage scream at the front of the park where you guys watched the opening ceremony. What's up? If any of you guys are here watching us right now and you guys actually met us at HHN during the event, let us know in the chat. I want to see who we have here. Did we see Two-Face at the event? It's sarcastic.
Oh.
Okay. Obviously. Even mentioned right here too. He's like, Brian held Lily's hand through multiple houses. No, Lily held my hand at multiple houses.
Yeah.
She's like, come here, come on, I'll get you through it. Don't worry. It's like, all right, you got me. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So, well, who did we meet? See, Javier. I remember meeting Javier. Yeah.
Diana Mickelson, met you last year.
Diana, yeah, I remember Diana. Diana was excited.
Vanessa, we met during opening ceremony. I remember that.
All right. Shanna, yeah. Sweet Revenge, yeah. We bumped again at Nightmare Fuel. Okay. Yeah, Shanna, remember how like busy it was? Like the crowds like leaving Nightmare Fuel. I was like, oh my.
Yeah,
like
and
the
then,
swarm of people getting around us.
And then Zach, remember we were like talking to Zach for like 2 minutes, and then Brian just goes, wait, what's your YouTube name?
Yeah.
And you said your name, and Brian goes, oh my God, like we talk to you all the time.
We talk to you all the time. That's the thing too. It's like, we get some people, and you guys run into us at the park and stuff. And we've even had this recently too. Whenever we go to the park, it's rare now, but whenever like we actually step out to the park and somebody recognizes us and talk to us and all, we're all like open, we're discussing things. But then I'm like, wait, what's your name on YouTube and stuff? So we can put a name in the face. And whenever somebody like for instance, Zach's like, oh, I'm Zach. Oh my God, it's like, we know who you, like, it's funny because we get excited. Yeah, Treats and Foods. Like, we know who you are. We get so excited and stuff. So honestly, like, just to put that out there, like, if you guys ever see this, more than welcome, come say hi to us, because it gets us more excited than I think the event does. Where we're like, we know this person. Like, they commented before. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Hey. So, also, Bio-Essident, by the way, the little boob, joining the Fright Club legend status.
Nice.
Also, Bio-Escident's been watching us for a while too. I remember chat Bio-Escident a couple times. Am I saying it right? Bio-Escident? Because it's like, I want to say Bio-Resident, but
yeah, right.
Bio-Escident.
Like resident.
Something, right? But welcome to the Fright Club, my man. Thank you. And then Hard Life, obviously. Shared a bench in Springfield. That was kind of fun. Talking. I wish we had more time with Elizabeth that day.
Yeah.
We're like, no, we don't want to leave.
This year.
Right. And there's like some days too, like I tell you guys, like on Instagram, like obviously reach out to me and DM me and all that. If you guys have Instagram, follow me there. And that's one way to try to, you know, let us know that if you're going to be at the event. We try to, obviously on Instagram too, we try to let you guys know live, like we'll be at the event this day, and all that stuff. And we'll try to release a schedule and stick to it and stuff. Obviously, depending on Hondo, you know, things change. But sometimes when I even get to the event, I put my phone away and I'm just like, I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can. Or if we have the camera and we're filming or taking photos, you know, we're behind that. And then I check my phone and I'm like, oh no, like I forgot the message this
on
person.
our way out, and Brian like checks it and is like, oh God.
Like we forgot so and so. Oh no. But yeah. I'm also gonna go ahead and drop the Discord link again if you guys want to join us on the Discord side of things. Discord.
Yeah.
Joy.
Especially when they do finally decide to announce things, because of course we will do videos and live streams on it, but in the Discord you'll be able to chat about it like immediately. Yeah,
and we'll also be involved whenever we have announcements like that or videos or any kind of like talks and discussions. That is one thing that I love with the Discord. Stephanie's idea, by the way, and shout out to Two Face for operating it for us. The Discord is it's something where we can actually just, and it's not just like normal conversations, but when we get something like an announcement, this is kind of our process. And I'm gonna run you guys through kind of what we do with our process when we get an announcement. We get an announcement, the first thing we try to do is, first of all, we talk to each other, like, whatever. We kind of like, you know, enjoy that moment in a sense. And we're like, okay, we got to get to work now, right? One of the first steps that we do is basically we try to post something on Instagram, right? Like we reshare their video, kind of talk about it, get a little community box going, get the feed and all that and engagement going. Then we're immediately script, you know, the video. But it's not that simple because sometimes I got work, Steph's got work, you know, and then if Steph's going to the gym and stuff, we're like, all right, what time are we available to film here? It's like, shoot, do we need to get into a video right now, no script and wing it? Or it's like, dang, are we only going to have time by 8 o'clock tonight? Whatever that means, you know, we go it based on the time that we have available for the day. Usually we try to film as much as or as quick as we can. So let's say, you know, we get the announcement, we post them on Instagram, we immediately like sit, it's like, okay, we're going to film in an hour. You know, I'm running a quick script. We're coming downstairs. We're getting Hondo situated. Then we got to make sure everything's charged and set up. We do our video. We record that. Then once that video's done, we're immediately going back upstairs and I'm editing or Steph's doing whatever she's got to do. We got the thumbnail. We got to post. We got to get the live stream set up, everything adjusted. And then next, you know, it's like 8 p.m. at night. Got that situated and done. And then I look at my phone and I'm like, oh my gosh. I have like 400 messages in the phone. Lightsaber just died. Sad. Yeah. But yeah, so like whenever we have like an announcement now, since we have the Discord, we can constantly, I can keep my phone on me in a sense, and so can Steph, where every now and then we get a little minute or two, we can write something in there and chat with you guys and have like actual engagement going on there where you guys don't have to wait for a video from us. Because I know I'm not the fastest when it comes to getting video up. I understand that. So that's why the Discord's there. And yeah. So I realized
almost at an hour and 20 minutes.
Right? Yeah, an hour and 17 minutes right now. We still have over 123 people watching us currently. Like, do you guys not have anything better to do on a Tuesday evening?
They just have it all in the background. They're like doing dishes or something.
Right. It's just our parents.
That's what.
With
we have
all
120
these accounts.
Parents.
No, not saying parents. I meant they have like all these devices up and stuff for it. Oh my gosh, you guys are funny.
121 people playing Diablo. Shanna's on vacation right now. You're on vacation and you're watching this?
Is this your vacation? Just watching us.
Vanessa said totally doing dishes right now.
Yeah, what are you guys doing right now?
That's what I do right whenever I'm like doing any not errands, chores, like dishes or laundry or like cleaning. I'm always just like listening to YouTube videos in the background.
Right. Also, Brad said crying in the corner. He's always crying in the corner. Resting following leg day. Okay, we got some leg day.
Nice.
Tyler said just followed Brian after all this time. Tyler's against us for not liking Blumhouse stuff.
Oh.
See. There you go. So we got something. Some people playing Diablo. Nick playing Diablo. A lot of people playing Diablo right now. Wait a minute. Aloha Jax.
Eating sushi.
Eating sushi. That sounds really
Nice.
good right now. What kind of sushi, by the way? Then we got
Jim.
Mallory G. I'm on vacation. Ooh. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this wrong. Caraco?
I
Probably
have
something
no
like that.
idea.
Beth saying she's going to sleep. Southridge looking at Leota. We gotta meet Leota, by the way. Jim trying to get the darn spirits to leave my equipment alone.
Yeah, Santa Ben said Jim is playing Diablo in real life.
You know, fun fact, we've had issues here on set, like light issues, things moving around and stuff. And I wonder, it's only when we do our live streams and when Jim's watching, and if he's watching while he's doing his little haunts and stuff like that, you think the spirits are getting involved. And
Maybe. Ooh.
Jim, you gotta turn it off. We're virtually there with the spirits and the energy. We're summoning it.
Elizabeth said she spent the day at a spa and can't believe I'm so tired from doing nothing. It's
hard doing nothing.
It's all the like when you actually like rest and then you're like more tired. I get that all the time. Whenever I get a massage, I'm like exhausted afterwards just because I'm like my body's actually like, oh, this is rest. I want more of that.
Brad said podcast. I'm gonna keep mentioning it until someone shuts me up.
Curacao.
Yeah, Curacao. All right, and then Jeremy said HHN30 was my first year going, and I watched many of your videos for beginners leading up to the event.
Yay.
Now I feel like an maybe I need to read better. I'm gonna tap you in.
Now I feel like an expert thanks to your channel, so thanks. Locked in 100% from Louisiana.
Thanks, Jeremy. I'm sorry I butchered that. I feel like I can't
Also
say the word
with
expert because I'm not one, but
also with a $20. So thank you for that.
just dropped it in blank nothing. Here's $20. My man, thank you so much. We appreciate it, and I'm glad you guys found us and it was able to make your trip, your first time trip, like that much enjoyable. We appreciate it, and that's that was one of our main goals back at HHN30, and something we're going to be revisiting for this year's event, where every single year there's so many first timers that go to the event and stuff. We want to make sure that they're not lost, right? We want people to enjoy the event as much as we do. Like we had this question back on Instagram that was asked, and I answered it, and it was in a sense of like, what is one thing you're hoping for with this year's event? Truly, every single year, this is always going to be my answer, is the one thing I'm really hoping for is that obviously it's not going to be everybody, but I would love if everybody leaving the event was like, that is the greatest time I've ever had. That's truly what I want. I just want everybody to enjoy it. So if we can create any content that we can to help you guys enjoy it that much more, we're going to do so. So if you guys even have recommendations and stuff, shoot them our way. We're always open for creative ideas and stuff, and we always want to do, the best that we can and the most creative that we can in certain situations and stuff. Obviously, we've been so busy with other things, which has kind of delayed our stuff. Maybe that's why HHN's delayed. It's because we're delayed too. But people like Jeremy and stuff, like, we truly appreciate it. You guys following us, and we wouldn't be here without you guys in this whole community. And it truly means the world to us, because this is our world. We live in this world, and it's awesome. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you guys changed me. I like horror now. I'm all about it.
Robbie asked if we could explain frequent fear passes a little bit more. Like the different tiers of like days and stuff. So with the frequent fear passes, you have the, oh gosh, I need to brush up. Yeah. I mean, we do have videos on this, and we will be doing another video, maybe.
So we currently, right now, Steph and I, we do have a schedule drawn out for the next 3 months, but it's not full yet. We still have a bunch of videos to put in there, and we probably will talk about frequent fear pass once they get announced, when we can actually talk about the prices and stuff like that. But what we'll probably do is, when those get announced, we'll also do a live stream, and we may discuss that in detail based on the pricing, what we recommend. But we can answer it to an extent right now if you like. We can do a little bit on it. And yeah, I mean, like you were saying, go ahead and like finish what you were saying. But I was gonna say, we'll answer it more in detail when we get announcement on it this year, so we can actually show you the prices and whether it's, you know, you should actually get this and here's why versus that.
Who knows? It could change this year because we haven't gotten them yet. But they have the Russia Fear, which is just September, and then they have basically just weeknights. And then, what is it? All the days including Friday, and then all the days including Saturday, which is like the ultimate.
Frequent Fear. They have the Frequent Fear Pass, the Frequent Fear Plus Pass, and the Ultimate Frequent Fear Pass.
Yeah.
And those have different days that you can attend, whether it's just September or September and October.
But the more expensive it is, basically, the more days are added, and it's more on the weekends that get added onto it.
Yeah,
but then Russian Fear is just September.
We personally get the Frequent Fear Plus Pass.
Yes.
And with that pass, you don't get the Saturdays, except for the first weekend, the opening weekend Saturday, you get that, and the closing weekend Saturday, which all that you're missing is like 6 days, which those days we usually spend to go do other events like Sir Henry's or, you know, something else.
I will say, if you don't have an annual pass and you're deciding between Frequent Fear Plus and Ultimate Frequent Fear, the Ultimate Frequent Fear might be better because it includes parking, which
that is like $20 to $30
every night,
every single night. Now, if you're going for just one night, that's all right. But if you're doing like two,
well, if you're going
3,
for one night, why would you get the Frequent Fear?
I know, that's what I'm trying to say though. It's like, you know, you don't have to get that. But if you're going like 2,
or if you're
3,
not driving,
if you're going like 2 or 3 nights, then you start looking into like the Russia Fear Pass, depending if you're going in September. If you're going in October, you start looking at the Frequent Fear Pass. Is it cheaper than single night tickets? Because even the single night tickets are expensive in October, and so is the express passes. But if you're like, you know, I don't have Universal annual pass at all, and I live in the area, or I know I'm going to go multiple times, Ultimate Frequent Fear Pass is going to be your best friend because of the fact of parking being almost $30 every single night you would visit, unless you go after like 6 or 8 or something like that. I think it's later on HHN nights. But if you go there, they do have free parking at a specific time. I just, you know, you're not going to want to go late at the event. You want to get there in the beginning and enjoy it all and stuff. So just something to keep in mind.
Yeah. Hopefully that helps, but we will have videos that go a little bit more in depth, even more so than that. And especially once they actually release them for this year, because we'll have like more pricing and things like that.
Yeah. Also want to bring this up. Vanessa Ann said Sir Henry's shout out. Yeah. Shout out to Sir Henry's, like legit. Wait, are they here? Is that what people are saying? Wait, is people asking? Do you see that? Do you see that?
No, I don't see that.
Look in the chat.
Well,
Sir Henry's is here. Is Sir Henry's here? I'd flip out if Sir Henry's.
I have a message or comment that I was gonna touch on. I didn't
All right, never mind.
It.
Go ahead.
Katie was saying, is Frequent Fear Express worth it? I was thinking of getting it this year, but I don't know how much I'll be at the event. And if I go with other people, they won't have Express. I will say that was the only pain in the butt, is when you're with people and they don't have Express and you're like, okay, we'll wait in line.
There's nothing wrong with it. So if you can't get Express Pass, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, and it's more so, it's not so much like if we see a viewer and they're like, will you go through like a house with us? We're like, yeah, we'll wait in line.
Yeah.
But it's when like...
Yeah, we're not like, do you have Express Pass? Sorry.
It's like when one of our friends wants to go with us for the whole night and they don't have Express and we're like, guess we're waiting in line.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, man. Yeah, that's honestly like the one thing. That's the question. It's like, do you guys have Express Pass? Like, and if one person in the group doesn't, then the group's not going to leave that one person. I hope not. But then it's like the whole group's like, all right, then we all have to go through standby, which some houses you can do easily, but it's one of those things where it's like, you know, everybody's like, we want to go through this one house. Well, you know, so that they don't have Express Pass and all. We're like, okay, it is like a 60-minute wait.
Yeah.
All right.
Brad said, Steph, why don't you just call us out by name? I had a disability pass at least. No, the disability pass honestly trumps the Express Pass.
Yeah, because I mean, you can go do other stuff, come back, and then do your Express anyways. And that, I like that. I was actually gonna bring up something that was mentioned as well. Give it a second.
But we do recommend the express with the frequent fear if you can afford it.
Yeah.
Because
Also, Justin Sage brought up saying, y'all think Scare Actor Dining is going to stay at Louis next year, or do you think they will find a new location? I honestly don't know, but I feel like Louis will probably be the location they stay at. I don't see them doing it in the Minions location because that's where monsters were, and that's, you know, obviously. But if they were to do a location, I think Louis is going to be the location for it. We're not going to do it. It wasn't good.
The only other place that I feel like would be better, but I know they use this for RIP tours, is the La Bamba.
La Bamba.
Where they...
The Bombo? The Hondo?
La Bamba.
The
Bombo.
The Hondo.
Called Hondo Bombo sometimes.
Yeah, Bobo, Bombo.
But that would be the only other place I feel like they could have that atmosphere that they used to have with monsters. The atmosphere in Louis just is not... It's not HHN.
Well, even so, here's the thing: like, no matter what the atmosphere is, it just seemed like they didn't add to it, and the reason was because they were using it for daytime operations as well. The thing that they had with Monsters Cafes, they didn't need to add a single thing to it, and they had it during day operations like normal. And then when HHN was around, it was already just themed for Horror Nights. You know what I'm saying? With Louis, they don't have that luxury where they have to decorate and get it all set up, and it just, the food was,
it was fine.
Yeah, you know, average, I would say. The experience was,
I feel like the
average. Honestly, I look at it like this: if you were looking to go to the event and you really wanted to do Scare Actor Dining, go for it. It's a cool add-on. It's also one of those things that if you also don't have like a daytime ticket, they allow you to get into the park so you can get set up for your Scare Actor Dining. It's like a stay and stream location that's air conditioned and you get food, which is not bad. But if you're really looking at budgeting certain things, I would highly recommend not doing Scare Actor Dining and save that $50, $60, $70 that you would be spending per person and put it towards an express pass if you can't do a little bit more to that, or another kind of add-on, because, or even just save it for food at the event, specialty treats, because I just don't think the food is necessarily all that special. The characters are cool and all, but there's not much of an engagement because they're trying to hop table to table.
I also feel like the characters that they chose for it last year were not the best characters. I feel like last year it was all originals. It was all characters from their original houses.
Except for two, yeah.
What two? Michael and
the Mummy, yeah.
But they weren't coming to your table.
Yeah.
You had to go meet them.
Yeah.
But like we would see videos from like years past, they had like, you know, I mean, I know they had original characters, but it was like the icons.
You had Chance, you'd have Chance walk around. You'd have some of the classic monsters walk around as well. In some of them,
I know they probably don't, like, they can't have certain IPs like in the same shot. They can't have certain IPs like taking photos with each other because there's like contracts against all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I do feel like the original characters that they chose for last year for the Scare Actor Dining, it just was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of boring and they didn't really talk.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just like, hi, great, bye.
Also, Mr. Gonzalez said, do y'all think Scream early tickets will be available this HHN without having a day ticket?
I think 100%. They will. Yeah.
100%.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Reason being is, one, that is like an easy add-on for HHN to make a couple $100 here and there. You know what I'm saying? It's like $20 to $30, right? I think it's now up to like $30 to $40 in that range. I think for this year, it's going to be around that price. And it allows people into the park, I think, up to at 3 o'clock they're allowed in, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know why 2 o'clock keeps popping in my mind, but I think it's 3 o'clock. You get access into the park so you can access your Stay and Scream location, but you don't have to directly go straight to Stay and Scream. You can actually go and do some of the stuff in the park. You can have some food, you can go to the rides, things like that. But then you can go ahead and go to your Stay and Scream and have access to Horror Nights. That is an add-on that Horror Nights it doesn't cost them anything. They just allow you in the park for just an hour or two to spend more money.
They were more so asking if it'll be a ticket for this year because they said they don't see it as an option. I don't think they have it yet.
Yeah, it will be.
It will be, but they don't have it yet. So just keep checking.
The last time I think they did the Scream Early ticket availability and stuff, I think later. Comes with the frequent fear passes a little bit later and stuff. Once they have all the tickets out there and they have all the houses and they know their Stay and Scream locations, they get all that logistics, then they can sell the Scream Early ticket where people can then, because it's not like something that you have to have when you make your whole vacation package and stuff. You can do this days in advance. The prices don't really vary like express passes or other like add-ons. So I do see them doing this, and if they don't, I'd honestly be very surprised in that.
Do you think they will raise the price for the frequent fear passes here? Yes. They've been raising it every single year. Oh yeah.
I don't think in the future you'll ever see a year where it's not raised.
They've been raising it every single year.
Whether it's $1 or $100, it's going to be continuously raised every single year. So, unfortunately.
They need a weekend pass for only on the weekends.
See, I don't think that's a bad idea. I honestly think that's kind of cool if they were to do something like that. But by them doing just a weekend pass, and the weekends are usually the busiest time, supposedly at Horror Nights already, they're not really going to be able to sell much of those tickets since they already have the frequent fear passes, you know, for your locals that are pretty much maxed out. And then you also already have like single night tickets. To have a weekend ticket as well, they're really pretty much going to see a capacity event every single night.
They're not trying to sell more tickets on the weekends, which like typically when they do those like bundled tickets, it's more so they're wanting to sell more tickets on the slower days.
Yeah. And I know like Shanna's mentioned is like Scream Early is a great thing for those who don't have passes. Scream Early is, and here's the thing, like obviously there's something called the Scream Early ticket, which allows you into the park to have access to the Stay and Scream locations. But if you already have a daytime ticket, you don't need to buy a Scream Early ticket because you'll already have access to the Stay and Scream locations. That is the one thing that can rival an Express Pass. If you can't get Express Pass and you're traveling out of state and you're coming to visit Horror Nights, try to get the Scream Early ticket if you're not already inside Universal for daytime operations, because you can knock out at least one house, but you can knock out 2, 3, 4. We've even done it in the first hour before the park even opens up for the event. We've done 5 houses, half of the event in previous years. Like we've been able to do that just because of Stay and Scream. So that is something we recommend too. If you're on a budget, you can knock those houses out early, and then you have the whole event to do the other houses with the wait time and take your time to enjoy it. So definitely recommend trying to do Stay and Scream and purchase that Scream Early ticket. So Horror Nights, you see that? We're promoting your stuff.
First half of this, I almost said vlog. First half of this live stream, we were just like
bashing on them.
Yeah, and then second half we're like,
spend your money. Yeah. Come to Halloween Horror Nights this year.
We definitely recommend Express Pass.
Yeah, right. I know. We're also over an hour and a half.
Yeah, this is my main question is how are they going to make that first scare zone like HHN vibes with all the Minions stuff?
You just answered it.
Just Minions?
It's already scary as it is. You have all these Minions everywhere. It's horrifying. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's the same thing like having Shrek and then the Minions one, you know, next to it. Like, I don't really think it's going to take away much, to be honest, because they'll be able to create their sets and their overlays and stuff. I'm just glad we don't have a construction wall anymore there. The construction wall is what takes away. If they have the fully built operations and stuff, now we can start adding things to the buildings if we want to make it HHN-esque. When you have construction walls and it's an active construction site, they can't touch that. They can't do anything with that. So that's what I would say.
Zach asked what we think they'll theme the Cabana Bay thing for. I have no idea until we get house announcements, because sometimes it's related to houses. Or all the time it's related to the houses that are there. So I don't know until we get house announcements. That's what I would say. Based on the rumors, maybe Last of Us? I mean, they already did a Stranger Things one. What, Brian? You gonna say a Brian from Orlando one?
No, I might know something about the Cabana Bay experience that I'd just rather not say anything about.
Okay.
It's something that you guys already know about. It's the only thing I can say. Brian looks tired. Javier, I mean, I am tired, but no. I got all the energy in the world, my man.
Yeah, I do.
I can go all day.
I think it would be Last of Us. I think that would be cool. I don't know what they would do for it, but that's what I could see.
Kind of odd, huh? Kind of odd. What's that face? It's gonna be damn Chucky.
Oh, it might be Chucky. Oh, it would be Chucky. Oh, I forgot about Chucky.
Oh, Haley.
It's gonna be Chucky.
Oh, well. What if I told you you're wrong, though?
What?
If it's gonna be any of the IPs, it would be Chucky. But I don't think it's Chucky, guys. If they were going to do something really special, they would have a puppeteer of Chucky inside Cabana Bay experience. People can go up, get photos, have a little talk, meet and greet, kind of, style to sell their booking. The reason why I don't think that's the case anymore is because of the fact that they're so delayed and they would want people to be booking that now. But I think the hotel's pretty much already booked at that time. Anybody new to the channel?
Javier said, I can't wait for you guys to actually enjoy that house. We will see. I hope we do. I hope we love that house.
What? Oddfellow?
Chucky.
Oh, Chucky. I hope so, too. I know, somebody was like, oh, stop with the hate with, Chucky and stuff. It's like, hey, we all have opinions and all, but I'm not looking forward to Chucky. I'm hoping Chucky's great. I want every house to be great. I mean, why wouldn't I? Even if it's something I don't like, I'm hoping I like the house. And I'm hoping it surprises me, because that's all we want, right? That's how it was with the weekend last year. I was not really looking forward to the weekend at all. And we got through the house. That was kind of a vibe. That was enjoyable. If they just could fill the house up for one night, that'd be great. But other than that, I enjoyed it. It surprised me. So, and no, we did not watch the Chucky TV series yet. To be honest, I don't think we'll ever watch the Chucky TV series, guys. That's one thing we probably just...
We have so many things on our list, and every time we sit down and I say, Brian, do you want to watch something? And he's like, yeah. And I say, what do you want to watch? He goes, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Every single time. Hey, I'm like, hey, what about something new?
I'm into quality. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. But anyways, what I was going to say is that for the Discord, what we've been planning, and the reason why I don't know if we'll watch the Chucky TV series and all that stuff or not, is because we do have some things planned out for the Discord where we're going to be doing live watch parties with our members and stuff like that. We have to figure out the schedule for it and stuff. So that's why I put the Discord link in there if you guys want to join. But we'll be planning watch parties and games and hosting things like that with you guys down the road. We're probably looking at Saturdays, for Friday nights, Saturdays maybe. But then we're also going to be talking about changing our live stream dates from Tuesday evening to Friday evening, possibly in the future and stuff, just because now we're getting to a point where our Tuesdays are getting so busy. Our live stream, to do the live streams are getting pushed back with the videos we have to do as well. And we talked about it a little bit. We haven't really decided just yet. We're still kind of, flirting with the idea of it. But if we get announcements on Thursday or even Wednesday, then with a Friday live stream, you got it. You're hanging in there. The Friday live stream, we can have a live stream right then and there quick for you guys so we can keep it going. And if we get an announcement on Tuesday, it's still right there versus something on, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and then having a live stream the following week. I did like that style for a bit because it keeps the content going as long as possible. But when it comes up to being in July and August, we might even, and here's the thing too, we've been in discussion about this, we might even possibly be looking at 2 live streams a week in August. If you guys are down for 2 live streams a week in August, let us know. Spam the chat. Spam the chat. one for just one live stream a week, or two for 2 live streams a week. And no matter what you guys say, I'm probably still gonna do 2 live streams a week. So we just have that much content coming to you guys for August. Some really fun things coming forward. All right. I know you have. We're probably gonna come to an end here. It's getting late. I know a couple people are just joining us.
What did you say was 2? It was just 1?
No, 2 was for 2 live streams a week in August. 1 was for 1 live stream a week.
Okay.
Katie said 22. I don't think we can do 22 live streams a week.
That's not happening.
Pick 3, my lord. Pick 3. Or how?
We have 2.
Yeah, pick 3. Oh, I don't do 2 like that. Pick 3, my lord. How do you guys, when you guys hold up your, like, when you do 1s, 2s, 3s and stuff, how do you guys do it? Because I go 1, 2, 3. That's like, let's see, my shirt. That's how I usually hold them up. Like 1, 2, 3, 4.
You do not do the shocker for.
It's not the shocker. I did it when I played baseball, when I gave signals behind my back and stuff so that person could see it. Instead of doing this where it could look like 1 from a distance, I did 2. And then 3, I did that because I was able to separate them. Or if I did that, you could see how it's like, could be close.
Anna, we actually went to Media Night last year. We have a video up for that if you want to watch it. But
Jim said my one's different. Jim, focus on the ghosts. And what did Hannah say?
She said they should invite you both to the media event for promoting HHN.
I mean, we'd accept. You know,
Yeah.
We did do one last year, and we'd accept. I will say the media event that we had last year was, and I don't see. It's like
Stressful.
this is the thing. Like, you know, when you get into talks about media, you know, you don't want to say anything bad about it because you'll never get invited. I honestly don't care. I'm gonna say, like, truthfully how I felt. Last year's media night was honestly really a big disappointment for me because that is something like I dreamed about for years and stuff. And I was like, this is so cool. We have this opportunity. This is going to be so much fun. And honestly, just felt like it was nonstop. Like, I had more fun for HHN30's opening night when we were just there as like guests and going through stage cream and being with the fans than last year's opening night as media. They didn't get us over to the event until like 8 something. It was like 8 o'clock already. The event's been going on. We're behind.
I wish it was like not opening night. I wish it was like a day before or something. I don't know.
No, I like it on opening night. I
just want to have opening night as opening night. I don't know.
Yeah, but see, like with the media situation, they did not get us into houses until like almost 10 o'clock. You know, and so we were so behind. We didn't even get to do the shows. Fine. We didn't even really get to, you know, enjoy the time with the food and drinks. So it was kind of a bummer. So I'm hoping like going forward that's fixed and stuff. But it was something I was like dreaming about. We got the opportunity to go last year. We were excited for it. We were honestly really honored to even have the opportunity to do this. But it was one of those where I was like, I don't know, like, wasn't really what I was hoping for it to be honest. And it's not something where we're expecting, you know, the glam and all that stuff. It's just like I wanted to be there, and it didn't feel like we were really there. If you guys catch my drift.
Yeah,
you know, we're fans of the event. You know, we wanted to feel like a fan, and it didn't feel like.
But it's always that thing where like, and this is how it is with everything in life. I feel like it's one of those things where like you're reaching for something, you're dreaming about it, and then you get to it, and it's like, oh, like it's just normal.
So I don't know if I should really be talking about this, but like we've watched YouTube videos for multiple YouTubers who's done media, HHN, you know, for the past, you know, how many years, you know, and there's like HHN28, HHN29 and stuff. Like those are the media years I usually watch because obviously like I love 28 and 29, but they were at a soundstage. They had characters that would interact with you and stuff. They put on this whole show and stuff, which I was like, that's so cool. And then you also got to see like the opening ceremony sometimes and stuff. And then you're in the houses and it's still daylight. We were at Cabana Bay waiting in the lobby, watching videos of people like seeing opening ceremony and going through the scare zones and stuff like that, where I was like, I kind of feel punished. Like we should be out there, you know, with the fans and enjoying the event. Yeah, we're at Cabana Bay, like, you know, like, all right, we gotta wait. And then on top of that, they also do it at the horror makeup show location, which is so small. Like I missed the sound stage. Well, I've never been to the sound stage, but like I wish they would do something bigger like that, make the event really, you know, big and stuff that, you know. That's just me. Like I said, I don't know. Horror Nights is probably like,
If we
you
got
better
invited,
scratch his name off that list right now.
If we got invited again this year, we would still do it. We would still have tons of fun. We would still make a great video. So
We'll try to make a great video.
yeah.
Last year's was really hard.
It was really hard.
It's just dark, and like our cameras weren't really working. We're like, oh no. Of course it would happen, right? Like on a night like that. But so
we are almost at 2 hours.
yeah, an hour and 50 minutes. Steph's got to go to the bathroom.
It is past my bedtime.
It is past Steph's bedtime, and I still have a video to edit for you guys to get up tomorrow, which try to get some work on it. We'll see. It depends on Hondo. We'll see. But anyways, if you guys are just joining us, welcome to the very end of the live stream. I want to say thank you because I appreciate you guys for joining us here on this random Tuesday evening for a little bit of an HHN32 discussion, venting a bit about the announcement season and what's happening with Horror Nights. So thank you guys for obviously coming in and supporting us. Everybody who's joined the Discord, everybody who's joined our Fright Club, like all the stuff that we have going on. We truly do appreciate all the support and stuff. But it's late. We're getting ready to call it a night. This went on longer than I thought it was going to go on. But it's one of those where it's so hard to end the live stream. I love doing these live streams with you guys. It's fun because we actually get to talk with you guys, get to see what's going on. So, you guys are fantastic. Keep your eyes peeled. Hopefully we get something this week.
Hopefully.
I doubt we're going to get some this week, but next week, Thursday, July. No, I ruined it. Can we try that again? Next week, guys, Thursday, June 15th. Keep your eyes open for who knows what's going to happen. Who knows? Oh, I got a notification, blocked it. Oh my gosh.
Also, okay.
We're back.
Also, yes, if you are going to Spookala this weekend, look for Southridge Films and the Pumpkin Man.
Look for Kerbis, guys. Say hi to Kerbis. All right. Peace out, everybody. So, by the way, Hondo said good night. Okay. Bye.